with Councilor Elaine MacDonald, who is at the Multicultural Forum here to celebrate Women's International Day, and you talked a lot about some of the issues that face women from different cultures.
Yes. And something that I think is so important that people should realize is that I think we tend to think of North America as being the gold standard in terms of freedom and progressiveness, but when you hear people's experiences in other cultures, you realize that many cultures have been where we're trying to get to. So I think it gives you a great appreciation of multiculturalism in other cultures, as well as a burning desire to keep advancing women's causes and issues.
Now, is it hard for you to get into the perspectives that some of the women you were speaking with go through? I mean, you come from a little bit of a different generation. You're not a direct immigrant or a woman of color yourself. So what are some of the perspectives that you learn about as you interact with these women?
Well, something that really came through really strongly is the importance of education in the status of women in any country. And one woman who was sitting beside me was a teacher in Afghanistan, and I thought her perspective was admirable, the way teachers are revered and respected, and consequently the status of women is very enhanced because of education and her role in it.
Now, as we celebrate the 100th anniversary of International Women's Day, and as a City Councillor for the City of Cornwall, Ontario, do you think that there's room for improvement for the City of Cornwall to hire and promote women of color within the city's ranks of employees?
Oh, I do, absolutely. And I think the city does a fair job. They have to work under union contracts, of course, and really unions tend to promote equality in every way. But when I think of the high visibility offices that one goes to, I so wish there were somebody of color at the reception desk in City Hall. And that's not a criticism. There are wonderful people who work at that desk, but it just would be nice visually if there were a person of color at that desk. I noticed there's a person of color in our finance department now, and this is very good. But I think we have to do better to, just even for language facility, like we're always so careful to provide English and French services, but the city actually relies on, well, we used to rely on CDSA, but they're closing now, so I would expect that we would start relying now when we have need to the TR Leger immigrant services now to provide language translation.
All right, thank you very much, Councilor MacDonald.
Okay.